as well as the value proposition for the consumer, made more sense. Redbox was now being tested once again in 2004, and it really was a competitive idea. This was, of course, a time before online streaming and video rental stores like Blockbuster were born. But renting a movie from Blockbuster was a separate trip, and the rental itself was around $5 for new releases, and the company was infamously known for their late fees. Redbox, on the other hand, was going to massively shake that up, offering movies for just $1 a day. These kiosks would be packed with over 150 titles to choose from, and would be placed in locations people would already be making a trip to. Think of a grocery store or a restaurant, which from there, you could just stop by a Redbox after picking up dinner and be on your way. Plus, you wouldn't have to return it to the same place. You could visit any Redbox location and make the return. The idea certainly had legs. After being trialed and successfully implemented in various locations, including their parent company McDonald's, Redbox was acquired by a new owner, Coinstar. They would purchase a minority stake in the company in 2005 for $32 million, then buying the company outright from McDonald's by 2009 for around $170 million more. Coinstar was a sensible owner, as they knew the kiosk market and how to expand. DVD rentals through this time were also expanding, eating up the remaining market share Blockbuster was leaving behind as their company began to collapse. As their stores closed, Redbox kiosks were popping up everywhere, now building out a network of over 13,000 locations. They took up residence in supermarkets, drugstores, dollar stores, and more. Unlike the brick-and-mortar Blockbuster or the monthly subscriptions on Netflix, Redbox would be targeting consumers who were more cost-conscious and focused on areas of the United States that had less access to the internet. It became natural for people to stop by a Redbox on their way home, and the kiosks were turning out to be a big hit, sometimes even seeing lines building up front. As more locations opened up, Redbox began introducing video games alongside Blu-rays, an expansion to their overall catalog on offer. The company had now crossed its 1 billionth rental across their now 24,000 kiosks, a monumental rise since their introduction just 6 years earlier. Business was good, and despite a few road bumps like the concerns from larger movie studios, the company navigated through these times more or less with grace, continuing their expansion efforts and cultivating a friendly and open corporate culture, one which was praised by employees.
My name is Brian Sharp. I'm the Director of Field Operations. Yeah, so there were a lot of great things about Redbox, but the corporate culture, just the way that everybody was. We took our business seriously, creative, scrappy, but we didn't really take ourselves that seriously. Just an enjoyable place to work, an encouraging place to work, a place of growth, a place of development. That was part of our culture.
Their dominance in this particular market was becoming more apparent, as by 2012, they purchased Blockbuster Express, Blockbuster's almost carbon copy competitor to Redbox. This was also around when the company peaked in their overall annual rentals, at 770 million discs. It was certainly an impressive number, and that also meant that the company made up half of the physical media rental market across the country. By 2013, they would also report their highest annual revenue to date at $1.97 billion for the year.
It was just non-stop growth and non-stop optimism. You know, we were valuable out in the rural areas, but again, I live in Houston, which is a massive metropolitan area, and there would be, right here in the little community that I live in, there were 13 Redboxes within 3 square miles, and they all were movers and shakers. So it was just constant growth and constant. That's how you get to getting your $2 billion in a year, is because you get these big national chains that have adopted you.
That incredible revenue growth and market share, however, was only going to dwindle from there. By this point, consumers were gravitating more towards online streaming. As a result, annual rentals did decline, and would continue to over the years to come. Many kiosks, however, were still profitable, and the company as a whole was healthy. By 2016, Coinstar, which had now restructured to become Outerwall, the parent company to Redbox, agreed to sell the entire company to the private equity firm Apollo Global Management. Apollo is an incredibly large investment firm, which has invested in brands like AMC, Norwegian Cruise Line, Yahoo, and a bunch of lesser-known companies, creating a truly massive portfolio. Outerwall, and by extension Redbox, was their entry into the kiosk-based consumer goods and services market. trying to get a foothold of the merchandise machines and kiosks often found on the outer walls of an established store, hence the name Outer Walls. A new CEO was brought in to Redbox to lead the company, which had now expanded to over 40,000 kiosks across the United States. By this point, most Americans lived within a 5-minute drive from a Redbox, a truly astonishing presence across the country. Apollo actually played a more hands-off role with the brand, not making many changes and allowing leadership to guide Redbox into the future through whatever avenue they saw fit. One of those avenues was a transition to become their own entertainment company. Netflix, after all, started out distributing third-party content and grew that side of their business to ultimately fund and create their own original content. So why couldn't Redbox? Well, in 2017, they rolled out an online, on-demand streaming service while also forming an entertainment division led by a former Lionsgate executive. They then purchased the distribution rights to the 2019 Bob Saget-directed film Benjamin, which nobody saw. In fact, most of the film and television Redbox would help fund and distribute, some like The Fanatic starring John Travolta, were massive flops. The Fanatic, in particular, made just $3,150 at the box office. Really, this whole entertainment division of the company became a huge money pit and siphoned off cash away from their core business. Which, by the way, executives were now considering their entertainment division a part of their core business. But the DVD rental side was also hurting, thanks to an overall decline in DVD usage around America and really the whole world. The company's revenue fell significantly year over year, now to around half of what they just made 6 years prior. By 2020, though, the pandemic brought a weird era with people looking to do stuff, and rentals actually shot up for Redbox. However, the movies they were renting began to dry up, as new content was often sent directly to streaming rather than physically released, therefore removing the incentive for people to even stop by the kiosks. But despite all of that hardship, Redbox wasn't bleeding money like you might think. Their DVD rental business was taking losses in some markets, but keeping steady in others. The value proposition was still there. It's cheap rentals in convenient locations, the most economic way for people to rent recent movie releases for the lowest price. So the company was still seeing strong sales, especially when movie studios began releasing content. The brand, however, was acquired by Seaport Global Acquisition, basically another investment firm looking to take private companies public. And that's exactly what they did with Redbox, seeing an IPO in October of 2021. While they had a strong start, their stock quickly tumbled to just under $2 by 2022, from a high of $15 back in November the year prior. Redbox ended 2021 with $288 million in revenue, but lost over $112 million, with significant year-over-year losses. Redbox, for their part, stated that the losses were directly attributed from COVID, and that the company had a plan to ramp up revenue to over the $1 billion mark by the year 2023, mostly marketing their digital ambitions. But the company was once again thrown a curveball, as Redbox was yet again purchased by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment was a company formed around the popular inspirational artist. The corporation expanded well beyond the bookstore into consumer products, as well as smaller entertainment companies, notably the streaming service Crackle and the indie film distributor 1091. Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, or CSSE, would acquire Redbox for $375 million in August of 2022. The company would be delisted from the stock market after only being traded for nearly 8 months, which in that period of time lost more than half of its value in its stock. CSSE, however, wasn't exactly on the right track either. The company had consistently lost money for the last few years prior to the acquisition, and their immediate ideas for Redbox were a little strange, like forming a partnership with TikTok to show their content above select kiosks. Not sure what value this brought to the brand. I suppose it was a fitting brand to once again display on the kiosks, considering the original name. But while the parent company was sinking further into debt, the Redbox employees were committed to trying to save the brand and boost the sides of the business which were actually making money. While renting DVDs was on a downward trend, it was only losing them a rather small percentage each quarter. By comparison, the company's service division was actually generating profits, Certain Redbox executives began to focus on that, signing more contracts with third-party vendors for Redbox to both establish other brands' entry into the kiosk market, as well as sign contracts to utilize their large network of technicians and merchandise fulfillment teams. CSSE, however, was continuing towards losses. CEO William Rohana, to some, wasn't seeming to be all that engaged in trying to save the company. By the end of 2022, CSSE posted a staggering 111. The market was also reacting accordingly to these catastrophic reports. Their stock went from a high of $12 a share in August of 2022 to less than $1 a year later. With so much cash coming out the door and a stock price about to reach rock bottom, bankruptcy seemed to have been inevitable. The company posted a $636 million loss for 2023. Clearly, things inside the company were in dire conditions, as Redbox saw employees' wages deferred. Kiosk machines, which required service for general upkeep, had their part orders canceled. This was despite Redbox actually seeing an uptick in revenue and rentals. Remember, the kiosks were still generating revenue, and the value proposition was continuing to remain strong for consumers. But the company was seeing little to no investment from the struggling parent corporation, and regardless of how beneficial Redbox was to the company as a whole, it still seemed like it was all over. After firing the entire board of directors, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on June 29, 2024. The company stated that they were in over $970 million in debt.
There were a lot of things leading up to it. Nobody was particularly delusional. Everybody knew that we were kind of living on the edge. It's difficult when you're the face of leadership. You don't know and you don't have answers. And I personally had 650 people that were looking at me. What's going on, man?
Okay, I don't.
And to have to
I guess I
answer,
went in a little too
honestly,
early.
don't know. I get the same emails you do. That's really a frustrating place to be in. It was scary. But this whole time, again, I'm surrounded by intelligent people. Our director of business development, right in the middle of all of this, calls me one day and says, "Brian, I'm not even casting a net. The fish are just jumping in the boat." And he's just talking about new clients that are just coming for us because we're so good at what we do. Meanwhile, the house is on fire around us.
While employees at Redbox had hoped that the entire company, or at the very least the service side of the brand, would be spun off, as both arguably had good propositions to other companies as a separate entity, CSSE ultimately went a different route. On July 10th, 2024, the company's bankruptcy was converted to Chapter 7, meaning all assets across all subsidiary brands at CSSE would be liquidated, including all of Redbox. Revealed in the bankruptcy filing, it was alleged that funds intentionally deducted from employees' payroll intended to fund their healthcare was massively mismanaged.
And so there were people on our team that have these chronic health conditions and maintenance that they have to pay every month. And because the bills weren't getting paid, their doctors and providers started dropping them. And I know of at least one employee that had heart surgery. That's a $230,000 bill that he's on the hook for. It was a rough time.
No formal guilty verdict had been dealt, and at this point there has been no litigation stemming from these claims. However, the bankruptcy judge presiding over the case called it, quote, incredibly disturbing, going on to say, quote, I find it sickening, frankly. This was all on top of the existing allegations from one of the company's lenders that CSSE was more broadly mismanaged. Whatever the case may be, Redbox's future was now at an end. Kiosks around America were pulled from stores, and at this point faced an uncertain future. It's most likely that pretty much all of them will just be destroyed. Though weeks after Chapter 7, I made it out to several locations. Not only were they active, but they were functional, even taking my credit card and delivering me quality entertainment. Though I can't imagine this will remain for much longer. The legacy Redbox leaves behind, in my opinion, is one of frustration. The brand started out as a really good idea, fantastic implementation, which saw them grow a cherished corporate culture and a fantastic competitive consumer product. One which has stood the test of time, despite technology advancing tremendously fast, which is very impressive. They also sort of just got lucky in that aspect, as it certainly diversify and attack the same digital markets, though all attempts failed. Regardless, they had a strong brand, a massive presence across the United States, and an endless stream of content. Well, for the latter part, they did until they didn't. COVID certainly put a damper on their operations and severely wounded them. The company would ultimately find themselves acquired by an unlikely parent company, one which had a much grander vision. According to CSSE's CEO William Ohana, the strategy was to buy Redbox and use it as a revenue center to help fund their ambitions of building a streaming network, much like Netflix did years prior. But to do this, they saddled the company with nearly $400 million in debt just to acquire Redbox, plus taking on all of Redbox's existing debt. And in reality, it didn't seem like their new parent company was fully able to leverage the brand's strengths like many had hoped. CSSE had their own problems stemming from COVID, and everyone was losing money, a lot of money. That paired with the various lawsuits Redbox is already dealing with, mainly due to the company failing to pay them, well, that just caused several other large retailers to discontinue their relationship with Redbox. It became a vicious cycle from that point. Debt and mismanagement, with high-level executives failing to allow Redbox to make adjustments to their operations and make themselves more profitable. But it seems like it wouldn't have even mattered, as the massive debt from the rest of the company was dragging down every other subsidiary and burning down everything those brands built. And Redbox was a valuable company. It provided a relevant service to many, a testament to the hundreds of thousands of rentals every month, right up to the very end.
And everybody that I've read has been like, well, yeah, they should have known the DVD was dying. We did know the DVD was dying. And we were doing everything we could to reimagine ourselves. And we were getting pretty good at it. And we had a lot of plans. There were just a lot of roadblocks that we didn't have any control over. Redbox did not die because we failed to see that the DVD was coming to an end.
It's a brand that will be missed by many, and one that for a long time hadn't gotten the love it needed from its parent company. Its death also marks another massive loss to keeping physical media alive. But above all, it's just a company that ultimately failed. But it didn't have to. Part of what made Redbox so successful was its incredible convenience and ease of use. Very much like this video sponsor, Factor. This is actually a really cool sponsor for me, as Factor has been a service I've been using long before they agreed to work with me now. Basically, Factor is a service where you're delivered chef-prepared meals, which you can have on the table, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. That was a big selling feature for me, as my life has become very hectic and very busy. It's hard to make a trip out to the grocery store and spend hours cooking a meal, and getting takeout now has also become very expensive. And that's why Factor has become a really great and cheaper alternative, one which has over 35 meal options a week to choose from. Some of which include Protein Plus, which is what I got this week, as well as Calorie Smart, Keto, and Vegan and Veggie. But perhaps the best part about all of this is that the food is actually really good. This Parmesan and sun-dried tomato chicken was genuinely fantastic. The chicken wasn't dry at all, and the green beans were cooked perfectly. I was honestly surprised at how good it was. So I've obviously been very happy with Factor, and if you want to try it out for yourself at a discount, you can head over to factor75.com or click the link in the description below and use my code BSF50 to get 50% off your Factor box and then 20% off your next month order. That's BSF50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month order. Anyway guys, my name is Jay, and thank you very much for watching.
You know what? I'll take anything in the fucking courtyard. I will take anything in the courtyard. Let's save time. Like 9 seconds. So. Good. Nice. Thank you. Nice. Okay, 3. Ever spawned back there. Alright. That's a little awkward, but I'm still gonna select that one. That is awesome. Yes, okay. Let's go.
Here we go!
No, I didn't do Wiggler. There's gonna be some time loss here, but I just squeeze. Get some good stuff here. With naked imbecile and reds into your try. Okay, nice one.
Here we go!
Box shell bully. Nice. No, stop, stop. Oh, that spawn, dude. I hate that spawn.
Here we go!
Regular box. No. No! Why does that happen? Oh, why does that happen? Dude, are you kidding me? Oh my fucking god. What a stupid mistake.
Here we go!
Alright, the game's giving me a second chance. That's such a... Such a bad mistake, dude.
Here we go!
Okay, so in a minute and 20 seconds, I need to... Dude, if I hadn't died... Of course. Thank you. I'll probably be about even. God damn it, I lost so much time. That death lost like 30 seconds, if not more, by itself. No, more like 40.
Here we go!
Can't believe I blundered this, dude.
Here we go!
Really, really unlucky. Yeah, that is... I'm gonna be fucking red because of that. That spawn is so bad and so unlikely. Are you fucking kidding me?
Here we go! Here we go!
It might have been faster, just hope for a better spawn. But... Oh my god! Dude! Get the fucking star! I missed it by like a millimeter. Nice, that's great.
Here we go! Here we go!
Come on, bro. Not a bad spawn.
Here we go!
Can you fuck off, please? Jesus.
Here we go!
Gonna be red. I hate this split. It's very, very near my gold. Fucking gross.
Here we go!
Alright, I just have that one, so hopefully it's not up front.
Mamma mia!
At least it was fast. And the same goddamn spawn. Like, dude, how many is that? So is that 4 out of 5 spawns on the fucking maze? Awesome. Cool. That's fun. Let's make that 6, actually. 6 out of 5. 5 out of 6 spawns. That is, honestly, that's pretty impressive. That is so many spawns in the same general area. Big stage. Big. Time here.
Here we go!
Oh, that split is like perfect. They got a great spot.
Here we go!
Okay. Typically that spawn's terrifying, but not really well.
Hegel.
Great. That's great. The worst spawn of the bunch. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, you know what? I'll take that.
Here we go!
That's a great, great star spawn. One of the best I've ever had.
Hegel.
Oh, that's good.
Here we go!
Just need a good Bowser spawn and I can PB. A great Bowser spawn, one might even say.
Here we go! Here we go! So long, Bowser. So long, Bowser. So long, Bowser.
Holy shit, my hands.